I haven't.
You don't need to know who I am.
Put your camera down.
What crime are you up to?
No,
don't come so close to me. What are you doing?
Why are you on private property filming?
What are you doing?
Why are you on private property filming?
Because it can be. Calm down, identify yourself properly, officer.
Sorry?
Why have you got hold of me? Why have you got hold of me?
I don't know who you are.
Let go of me.
From the very first moment, the officer grabbed the auditor's arm, setting a tense tone before a single word is exchanged. Under Section 3 of the Criminal Law Act 1967, police are only allowed to use force when absolutely necessary, either to stop a crime in progress or to make a lawful arrest. Neither of those conditions applies here. There's no arrest underway, no ongoing investigation, and no immediate threat. This makes the action difficult to justify and raises the possibility it crosses into common assault. Starting the encounter this way immediately signals overreach, putting the auditor on the back foot and shaping the interaction as one of control rather than conversation.
What's the crime?
You're on private property.
What's the crime?
Right.
Let me put that down. Yeah, are you doing something stupid right now?
I'm not doing anything stupid.
What are you doing? You've just grabbed hold of me, officer.
Yeah.
You've already
I don't know who you are. No,
so
I haven't.
You don't need to know who I am.
Put your camera down.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
You're on private property.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
You're filming on private council property.
I am. What
so I want to know why you're doing that.
You don't need to know why.
Well, you're trespassing.
On its own, trespass is usually a civil matter, not a criminal offense, unless it falls under specific categories like aggravated trespass, which requires certain intent or behavior. In this encounter, the officer treats trespass as if it were a criminal violation, using it to justify stopping or removing the auditor. The auditor's calm, measured questioning exposes how legal boundaries can be stretched, showing that the idea of a crime is sometimes wielded more as a tool of control than as an accurate reflection of the law. It's a subtle but revealing example of authority being pushed beyond its proper limits, highlighting the gap between power and legality.
Don't call me a moron. You're a moron.
Don't call me a moron.
Are you his colleague? Are you a police officer? No.
Can you put your camera down?
Why?
Because I need to speak to you. Why you're on private property
you can speak to me,
filming? You
can speak to me while the camera's on. This one's running as well. Can you identify yourself fully, officer?
PC Smith from the Metropolitan Police.
Right, number, station. 3 points of identification.
When asked to provide the standard 3-point identification, name, badge number, and station, the officer lets out a heavy sigh, clearly showing irritation before reluctantly giving the details. That reaction says more than words ever could. Police are trained to share this information promptly. It's a fundamental part of transparency and public accountability. Hesitating or showing annoyance turns a simple duty into a display of ego, as if following policy is somehow a personal burden. It's a brief moment, but it speaks volumes about professionalism, attitude, and how seriously or lightly an officer takes their responsibilities.
7.
Right.
I'm attached to Jubilee House in Putney.
Right. What crime do you suspect me of committing? What crime do you suspect me of committing? Can you get out of my space?
Why are you on private property filming?
I'm not on private property. It's open to the public. This is where you've made a massive mistake, officer.
You're okay? Security
I am very familiar. I am filming. I'm doing it very openly because I want to. You've just come out of this building and grabbed a hold of me, officer. You need to be very careful how you move next. I will say whatever I want to you because you have literally just come out of this building and grabbed a hold of me, sir.
Calm yourself down.
No, you calm yourself down. You're the one that's came out and assaulted me. Do you understand? You put your hands on me. That is an assault and battery. Of course you've assaulted me. You've came out of this building and put your hands on me, sir. That is assault and battery. I am going to have you in front of professional standards so fast your head is going to spin. Do you understand that?
All right.
I am well acquainted in what I can do. I don't need to tell you nothing, okay? So I think you need to wind your neck in and get back in your little office, mate, before you mess up even further, because you've already crossed the line, pal.
Right, don't shout at me.
I will say whatever I feel like.
Don't threaten me. Don't tell me what to do.
I didn't threaten you. I told you to go back in your little office and do your job properly and learn the law.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Telling me that trespass is a crime, you moron. You don't know what you're talking about.
Stop calling me a moron.
Because you are a moron. Right. What is trespass is a crime? I think you need to get on your radio and get some backup, pal, because you don't know what you're talking about. You need to get someone that does know what they're talking about, you fool. Absolute moron. Come on, put your hands on a member of the public. How dare you? Think because you got a little badge, you got some sort of power? No, calm yourself down. You just put your hands on me. You have just come out of this building, put your hands on me, you fool. No one assaulted anyone, no one touched their hands on anyone, but you've just assaulted me. You've messed up to the next degree.
The rear gates.
You're going to get educated today, officer. Big time.
Islington Council offices on Laycock Street.
Yeah, you didn't expect this, did you?
What's that, mate?
Why are you getting close to me? I think you need to back up, mate. You've already crossed your line.
What is your problem?
You've just come out of a building and grabbed hold of me. You grabbed hold of me. You're a police officer. What is an assault? What is an assault? You're a police officer. What is an assault? What is an assault officer? What is a battery officer? You know full well I'm right.
Listen to the silence in the room. Just moments ago, the officer physically grabbed the auditor, an action that clearly falls under assault and battery. When asked to explain or define those offenses, the officer stays silent. That quiet isn't accidental. It's a deliberate way to avoid acknowledging potentially unlawful conduct and to sidestep any risk of self-incrimination. It's a textbook example of dodging accountability, not through debate or explanation, but simply by refusing to confront the facts staring them in the face.
I don't need to explain nothing to you. You need to learn your job, pal. Alright? You don't know what you're doing. You're a liability to the public. That's what you are. So wait until your colleagues get here. They're going to educate you, and you're going to do what's called the walk of shame, pal. I guarantee it. I guarantee you that. You've already assaulted me, so I've got you on that. What is an assault? Assault means you're a police officer. You just messed up, ladies and gentlemen. He keeps scurrying away, trying to hide. He knows he's messed up.
So what if
I'm not really interested. I'm not really interested in talking to you.
Okay.
All right, you're the wrong type of police officer that we should have in the police force. Okay, you're the sort of person that gets people hurt because you come out and you act on impulse and you don't take stock of a situation.
Okay.
All right, you came out, you grabbed hold of me. You commit. It's on camera. Don't lie. You know, lying is a sackable offence under the Met's disciplinary.
The auditor is fully justified in challenging the officer's denial of any physical contact, especially with clear video evidence leaving no room for doubt. Under Metropolitan Police standards, honesty on duty is mandatory. Making a false statement while serving isn't just sloppy behavior. It counts as serious misconduct. Within the Met, lie in the course of duty can trigger disciplinary action severe enough to end a career. It's a powerful reminder that truthfulness isn't optional when you're entrusted with the badge.
You're going to realise very, very soon how much you've messed up today. I guarantee you that. You've cost the taxpayers money, and you're going to find yourself in a disciplinary. Sorry, my love.
Yeah, no, he's fine to come in. That's fine.
That's fine, because we've got a call.
No, we just no, he's fine. Everything's fine.
Fine.
That's fine.
It's fine now. Sorry, excuse me, officers. Just two things. Can I get the card number, please?
Yeah, it's 02
02?
of today's date.
Of today's date. I've got one question for you specifically.
Can I grab your name quickly?
Sorry, I'm talking to you. That's very rude.
You can talk to me, sir.
No, it's for this constable specifically.
Okay.
So I'll wait till she's finished. Very rude.
You're sending something. I can't really find my information. Okay, just done that.
I also want to make a complaint as well
Against? Yeah.
for an assault that took place.
That's fine. Okay.
So my question for you is, do you regularly disobey orders from your commanding officers?
Well, I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, you see this flag, you know it's...
Next, the auditor notices the officer displaying a badge that the Met has officially banned. This isn't merely a technicality. That badge has historical ties that are deeply offensive, particularly to communities who have endured prejudice and injustice. Wearing it while in uniform sends a troubling signal, one that undermines standards designed to maintain public trust. For a police force responsible for fairness and integrity, this isn't just poor judgment. It's a serious lapse in respect and professional responsibility.
What's your complaint, sir? Complaint on the police.
No, you're here now, so I can make a complaint with you guys.
What's your complaint, sir?
I've been assaulted
Okay, when?
about half an hour ago.
Out here?
Yeah.
By who?
I don't know, a man pretending to be a police officer.
Did you get any shoulder numbers?
I got his ID, yeah. But he's in this building. You can go and investigate and go and get him out and,
Yeah?
and speak to him about it. I can give him at a later date. I'll give you an email address.
Details now?
Not at this moment in time, no, I don't need to.
Well, we'll go now and check some CCTV.
Yeah, I've got camera footage here.
Okay. Do you have an email address I can contact you to get that camera?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah?
I would like that officer to remove the defaced flag though. It is the 80th anniversary of D-Day as well, so I find it even more offensive that she's flaunting that.
What's your email address?
Considering Sir Matt Rowley banned them throughout the Metropolitan Police Force, I think it's outrageous that officers think they can disobey direct orders from their superiors.
Address,
So, 1 second. Sorry, can you remove that, please? It's very offensive. Can you ask her to remove that? You're a detective constable. You're ranking here. You're the ranking officer
We're
here.
all the same rank. We're all constables.
Right, okay. Can you not ask her to remove that? 80th anniversary of D-Day, she's wearing a defaced flag that's been banned.
Are you not willing to give any details other than that email?
Not at this moment in time, no. Contact me by email, I'll provide it at a later time.
I'll contact you by email. And how did he assault you?
He came out and he grabbed hold of me. I asked him several times to let go. Eventually let go, then he grabbed hold of me again.
Okay.
And kept hold of me, and I had to ask him to let go again.
Okay. And you have footage you're willing to send, yeah?
I do have footage,
If I
yeah.
send you a link, that'll be okay?
I'll provide that, yeah.
No worries.
You need to go and ascertain his details and
Yeah, I'm going to go and ask for
report him. He's pretending to be a police officer because he could be impersonating a police officer as well. He doesn't know any law or anything, so who knows? Short male, white male, maybe about 5'8", 5'9". He had blue jeans on, pair of trainers. He had, I think it was a sort of tannish, sort of greenish t-shirt on. Short hair.
Your name? How did you identify himself?
He showed me a badge. He did tell me his name. I don't recall it. He told me a number. I don't recall that. And he said he was attached to somewhere outside, out Putney Way or something like that.
Okay. We'll try and have a look at CCTV, okay?
Okay.
Right.
Again, I was stood, just for your reference, I was stood about here. I'd walking down here, he'd come out this door, he was speaking to some people here, and then he came out and grabbed hold of me, which is assault and battery.
Do you have CCTV that you can use? I do, yeah. Do you mind if you just come in?
Where are we at?
So they're going to save their CCTV
Okay.
and send it. Are you willing to give your full details so that we can put a crime report
If you
on?
contact me by email, I'll do that at a later stage. I don't feel comfortable doing it now with all these people around that I don't know.
Do you
So
want to come down to the station and give your details?
no, I don't need to do that. Just do it via email. It's not an issue. I've done it before that way. It's not
Okay,
a
and
problem.
you want to take further action?
Yeah, 100%. The guys assaulted me. Did you
Okay.
get his details?
Yeah, I've got his details.
Have you? Right, okay. Awesome. Do you guys mind? I just need your guys' IDs if you don't mind.
Yeah. You've got my...
When asked to provide proper identification, the same officer wearing the band DeFaz badge offers only her shoulder number, skipping the full ID protocol required by the Met. At one point, she even seems ready to walk away, suggesting the auditor submit his complaint online. Fortunately, another officer intervenes and takes the report immediately. Her behavior comes across as dismissive and unprofessional, more about protecting ego than serving the public. For someone entrusted with public trust, that's a clear and serious misstep.
Got an issue, my eyesight.
PC Rogers and my show number's 3344.
What station you attached to?
In Windsor Station.
Okay. Your colleagues don't have an issue with it. What have you got an ego for? What's your problem?
Like that, and I can give you my one number and I do not have
Definitely got a problem. I'm going to ask you a last time. Can you remove that monstrosity of a flag, please? That bastardised flag that you're wearing.
Contact you via email for the details.
Okay, I will have to raise a complaint because you are...
That concludes this breakdown of the incident. The footage highlights continuing concerns about transparency and accountability in policing. Officers carry powers that can affect people's lives in an instant. Powers that must always be used with fairness, integrity, and respect. For the public, understanding how these encounters play out helps us spot when boundaries are being tested or outright crossed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.